So it's late in the afternoon now. We've come down to the Chambal River to an amazing spot. Vikram has brought us down here. I'm going to ask Vikram what the name of this place is.
It's called Rahu Ka Gaon, and this place is called Rahu Ka Ghat.
Okay. As you can perhaps see from the video that Manu's doing, it's a section on the Chambal where it encounters bedrock, and there's a set of rapids and waterfalls, and behind us downstream there is a gorge. And this is a very common feature found downstream of waterfalls because the waterfall, as it retreats, cuts this steep-sided gorge. The river itself, if you look at Google Earth imagery, actually splits into three main branches, and this is just one of the branches. If we were to be able to cross over the outcrop there, you'd come across another channel and then another channel on the far side of the valley. But one of the interesting set of features here is how it's related to how this river cuts through the rock, and these are these potholes that have formed in front of us. I'll talk about those in a second, but just going to ask Vikram how high the flows get during the monsoon season here.
The village stays there all the time, so it's maybe 6-7 meters from this flow.
So an additional 6 or 7 meters of flow depth flowing over a very steep section. The turbulence within the water must be enormous, and you can get some sense of the power of the river just by looking at some of the class that it's able to transport. This is by no means the biggest, but it's this is a very common size. There are even bigger ones down in the potholes here. There's loose blocks of rock. I'm not quite sure what the geology is actually. I've got to look it up, but it looks like a meta-sedimentary rock to me. I'll have to check that later. Some kind of quartzite, I think. But it's quite jointed, so whole slabs of rock get ripped off in these high-energy monsoon flows. But also, yeah, there's a nice example of a pothole here. If Manu can get in there, here's a really good example of a pothole where some of the smaller class get trapped. And there's another pothole here. So it's the swirling and grinding action of these class that drill into the rock basically, and effectively some of them connect up. And if you get enough potholes connecting up, eventually you cut a channel through the rock, and that's probably how this river retreats. The process of potholing and plucking together create these features called inner channels, and at the head of them there's always a waterfall which retreats upstream. So come back in another 100,000, 500,000, a million years, the waterfall will be some considerable distance upstream, and we'll have a gorge extending further upstream than it does today. One of the reasons for coming down here was to see where the badlands actually start. It's the long-term incision of the Chambal River that drives base level change, which drives the gullies upslope into the alluvial material, and collectively they form the badlands. So yeah, we'll end the video there, but it's really a really picturesque spot to end the day.